It's 5:02 a.m. The sky looks like it can't decide. Not dark, not light, just hanging there in between. A white Hilux creeps into a narrow street. Engine rumbling low, dust rising, the smell of dawn and diesel mixing in the air. No banners, no music, no noise, just rice. Bags stacked high, plastic crinkling in the silence. And quiet footsteps moving from door to door. Knock. Good morning, mama. You know say today na election. Make you remember who remember you. Mama cracks the door halfway. She looks at the rice, then glances back at her children, their eyes wide, watching, listening to everything. One child, maybe 8 years old, stands closest, watching everything. Mama knows what this is. They want her vote for 5 kilos of rice, but there's nothing for breakfast. Her stomach knows it. Her children's eyes know it. She exhales slowly, the sound of surrender. Put it for ground. The rice bag crosses the threshold. Final. At that moment, the child concluded something in his head. Democracy was nothing but breakfast. Who do we blame? The mother desperate to feed her children? Or the politician who learned to prey on desperation? Can you really blame the politicians when this is all they learned growing up? The society taught them it's okay to manipulate, that how you got it doesn't matter, only results. They were never taught how to accept defeat, right from when they were children. When school gate opens, bell screams. Instead of waiting, children stampede, pushing, shoving, elbows in ribs. No queue. Teacher bellows, go on the queue, form a line. None of them listened. One child says to herself as she joins the other children, I should form a queue and all the books will be finished before my turn. Lesson planted, lesson rooted. If you wait, you starve. When it is time for milestone exams, fear takes over. Afraid of failure, some parents bend the rules. My child must not fail this exam. There is a special center. We will sort it, the exam coordinator replies. An envelope slides across the table. Quietly. Results come out. Distinction. Celebration. Parents erupt in joy. Music blasting. Food overflowing. Winning became the oxygen. Method became secondary. Integrity no longer has a place. Defeat is now seen as a death sentence. And so the child hardens, stone by stone, choice by choice. That child becomes an adult, becomes a leader, scared of defeat. When elections come, rice becomes ammunition, money becomes control, envelopes become promises, because he learned long ago that winning was more important than how it was won. If persuasion fails, fear becomes the solution. Motorcycles roar through streets, engines screaming, ballot boxes vanish into night, hands grabbing, voices shouting, gunshots crack in the distance, sharp, final, echoing. Later that night, results announced. Gradually, the spirit of accountability fades, because when winning is guaranteed, service becomes optional. As time goes on, phones arrived in millions of hands, not quietly, massively. This means cameras in every pocket. Recording became easy. During elections, people put their phones to use. Rigging became harder to hide, so it evolved. It put on a suit, it learned new grammar. Server down, network issue, technical glitch. At first, people stared at their screens, confused, then angry, then insulted. Are we aliens? Do they think we don't understand numbers? How can the 120 we all counted in my polling unit become 320 on their sheet? Their roars were ignored. Final result confirmed. Winner declared. People got angrier. Voices cracked. Hashtags trended. Explain. Show us the back end. Where did the numbers change? But the officials smiled. Calm, practiced. We followed due process. And slowly, the shouting turned to silence. People went home, not because they agreed, because they had other pressing needs to attend to. As time passes, the country became hard, not ordinary hard, hard in the bones, in the marrow, in the soul. Fuel prices exploded, from 200 to 800, then to over 1,000 naira. Food tripled, rice, beans, gari, everything climbing. Rent choked families, landlords knocking, eviction notices piling. Hope bled out slowly, drop by drop, until nothing remained. Mothers who once collected rice for their votes, now calculating which child would eat first. The oldest, the youngest, who gets breakfast, who goes hungry. Fathers who once argued politics without acting now swallowed their words, heads down, voices silenced, pride crushed, because survival devoured debate, and the children watched. They watched their parents break, spine by spine, day by day. They watched promises rot like forgotten fruit on the ground. They watched leaders feast while generators roared in suffocating darkness. Champagne popping, laughter echoing, while families sat in blackness. And they understood something quietly. No one was coming to save them. So families began to plan. Not shortcuts, not miracles. A legal way out, mostly through education. Abroad became the only door left open. They would have to claw their way through it. They studied under dying bulbs, fingers cramping, eyes burning in the dark, under borrowed Wi-Fi passwords. Please, just 2 hours, I need to submit, please. They filled application forms with borrowed money and borrowed hope. They wrote exams with desperate faith, prayers whispered, hands shaking. This has to work. They sacrificed phones, families donated, ancestral lands sold, all gone, for visa fees. They bled through night shifts, security jobs, cleaning offices, anything for escape. They carried shame and pride in the same trembling pocket, side by side, inseparable, unbearable, and slowly, one by one, door by door, flight by flight, they fled. They left not out of hatred, but because every breath at home felt tighter, like the air itself was closing in on them. On getting abroad, they saw something impossible. They saw orderly queues, people waiting patiently, no pushing, no shouting. They saw systems that actually worked. Votes cast at 8 a.m., results announced by midnight, no glitches. They saw elections counted live, cameras streaming, numbers transparent, democracy in real time. They saw losers accept defeat without bloodshed. No motorcycles, no guns, no fear. They saw leaders concede and shake hands, smiling, gracious, human. No sirens wailing, no shouting, no rice at dawn. And something inside them snapped, not broke, snapped, like a bone finally set right. Not anger, clarity, a dangerous kind of clarity, the kind that strips away every excuse. And what about the people who didn't leave? The ones who couldn't afford to travel? They stayed, but they were not blind. They had phones, they had internet. They could see what was happening in other countries. They watched elections live online. They saw votes being counted clearly. They saw leaders lose and accept it calmly. No fighting it, no hiding results. Then they looked at their own country and they saw the difference. They talked about it. On WhatsApp, did you see that? On Twitter, why isn't ours like this? On Instagram, we deserve better. It didn't go viral at first. It didn't make big headlines, but the idea kept spreading, slowly, like light coming into a dark room. And when people see clearly, they start to think, then they start to question, and then they wake up. And once you wake up, you cannot unsee. And now those same children. That child from the doorway whose mother once opened the door for rice. They stand taller now, spine straight, head high, voice clear. They are educated, degrees, diplomas, experience, exposed. They've seen how it's done right, connected to each other, to the world, to truth. They are not desperate anymore, not begging, not bowing. They are not hungry for envelopes. They are starving for dignity, starving for justice, starving for their birthright. They are saying no, no, no. Not violently, not recklessly, but like steel, unbreakable, unmovable. In the tomorrow that is near, the Hilux vehicle went to the house again to share rice as usual, this time a bigger bag. The same child, now grown, standing at the door, blocks the entrance. They step back. No, our vote is sacred. Our vote is not survival money. Our vote is our voice, our future. The vote buyers were shocked to hear this. They have never been confronted before. In shame, they stepped backward and straight into their vehicle. They drove off. Hear this. When the people begin to understand power, real power, the power of no, the power of standards, the power of self-respect, history cracks open. It started in whispers, then it hardened. No, at doorsteps, in living rooms, across compounds. No to rice, no to envelopes, no to selling tomorrow for breakfast. The word spread, and it did not bend. Slow and steady, placards rise, thousands, tens of thousands, not chaotic, crystal clear, professional, organized, open transmission. Let us see the count. If it is clean, show us. Our votes must count. No more excuses. This is not rebellion. This is evolution. This is maturity. This is a nation finally growing up. This is a nation saying, we will no longer be pacified with rice. We will not be silenced with fear. We demand our democracy. After 3 days of the uprise, an urgent Senate meeting was called. Heavy air, emergency session, phones vibrating like warnings, buzz constant, unavoidable, hashtags rising like floodwaters, hashtag let it be fair, hashtag we are watching, hashtag count every vote. One senator dismisses it, waving his hand. They will calm down, confident, dismissive. Another laughs, forced, nervous, social media noise. Then she speaks, a woman at the end of the table, quiet until now. No, her voice cuts through everything. The room freezes, breathing stops, eyes turn. This is different, she continues. Our children have left in their thousands. Her voice cracks slightly. Thousands. They have stood in queues abroad. They have seen orderly voting lines. They have watched votes counted live, seen transparent ballot boxes. They have seen leaders concede peacefully. Her hands grip the table, and even those who didn't leave. She looks around the room, making eye contact with each person. They have phones. They compare. They know. Her voice fills the room. They are awake. A voice interrupts, impatient, dismissive. We control the process. She turns slowly, so slowly, her eyes are ice. You control nothing when people are awake. A phone drops, clatters on the table. Nobody picks it up. She continues, voice steady now, each word a hammer. When they were hungry, we gave them rice. When they resisted, we sent fear. When they demanded proof, we gave them glitches. But now, she leans forward. They have seen better. One senator's hand is shaking. Another won't meet her eyes. Another stares at his phone, frozen. And once the people wake up, her voice barely above a whisper, but everyone hears it. You cannot make them sleep again. The room is quiet, not from agreement, from terror, from the dawning understanding that the game is over. Their phones continued buzzing, the hashtags rising, the nation watching, everything changing. One thing became clear in that meeting. It is no longer business as usual with the people, and because of the people's resilience, the cycle is broken. On election day, polling units open before sunrise, golden light breaking, cameras mounted like sentries, live streams run without interruption, no buffering, no mysterious outage, just truth. Voters arrive early, parents holding children by the hand, children stand beside them, mothers queue with dignity, backs straight, heads high, fathers wait their turn, patient, steady, without realizing it, the children are learning that dignity is power, that order is strength, that patience is not weakness, it is civilization. Inside a transparent ballot box on a wooden table. Every vote visible, dropped in, counted aloud. 1, 2, 3, 4, recorded, written, witnessed. Across the country, screens glow. Market traders pause mid-bargain. Bus drivers lower the volume. Students stream between lectures. Abroad, 3 a.m. in London, 4 a.m. in New York. They tune in. Nothing hidden, nothing altered, nothing stolen. The winner is announced. The crowd erupts. Joy, relief, pride. Because the process was open, every step accounted for. The loser steps forward, slowly, deliberately, breathes, long pause, and says, I accept. The crowd erupts again, louder, because this is the miracle. Because losing is not the end of the road. It is a chance to learn, to listen better, to serve better, to earn trust, to return stronger. They reflect not on shortcuts, not on rice, not on rigging, not on violence, but on what the winner did right, how they earned trust, door by door, what they delivered, promise by promise, why people chose them, with clear eyes, with free will, with dignity. There must always be winners, and there must always be another chance to earn it. Our country will achieve this soon, but it does not end there. The reform must continue at home, at the school gate, in the small unseen moments. Teach children to queue, no shortcuts. Teach them how to accept defeat without shame. Teach them to choose integrity, especially when no one is watching. The child who learns patience becomes the adult who governs fairly. The child who accepts defeat becomes the leader who can concede with strength. The home is the first polling unit. That's where values are cast. That's where character is counted. Parents are the first electoral body, model honesty, demand responsibility. And when they come with bags of rice for your vote, ask for their record. Then say it clearly. Thank you, but no. No more rice at dawn. No more envelopes at the doors. No more fear at polling units. No more midnight glitches. No more lies. Let it be free. Let it be fair. Let it be seen. Let every vote count. And let our country, after all the waiting, finally grow up. So that one day, when our children ask us, Mama, is this what freedom looks like? We will stand tall and proudly respond, yes, this is what it looks like. The line is forming, history is watching. Where will you stand?